All right, folks, welcome back. We're hopping into game number 2 here in the round of 8 for the Lycan League. Here in the bottom right, we've got a guy who just made something happen that doesn't happen too often. Apparently, it's the meching player, the Red Terran Healer.
In the top left has the blue Zerg. It is Jonsnow.
I am quite curious as to if Healer is somebody's like alt, if this is actually a new guy out of the woodworks. I mean, in fairness, like Europe has produced a lot of players that nobody has really heard of before, and they've become quite good over time. So this could be the rise of a new star. It could be the Smurf account of Happy, for all I know. I have no idea. But Healer definitely gave us a very entertaining first game, and a good look at some of the alternative options Terran may have.
Ooh, and this is also interesting. Whoever this guy is, he's certainly already made a mark. I guess, so glad we streamed him, I suppose. But going for a gold base immediately with the CC first, when you really consider what Zerg does on this map, is not actually that ballsy. You already have Protosses figuring out they can do this, but you could argue, well, they have, like, you know, the photon overcharge, so it's a little bit easier for them. But even so, even still, you rarely drone scout versus a Terran, although sometimes you do. And even then, you rarely early pool against a Terran. So actually killing this command center, it would be able to lift off by the time you're ready with Lings, right? And that's, you know, oh no, I can't get a goal. I have to go back to my natural. Ooh, boo-hoo.
Well, I think part of it too is you mentioned drone scouting. It depends on who you're playing. Like if you're playing somebody who's classically cheesy, you know, really Lycan styles of things, then yeah, you want to drone scout probably more often than not.
Yeah, it's also pre on terraces, so if there was a map to drone scout, it would be this one to see if they're going for the 2 racks or the 3 racks or whatever Reaper build you know of. But no scout, so Jonsnow still has no idea that this was taken. His overlords went some very crazy paths too.
The bunker in the mineral line is quite cute. This is interesting. I mean, the stun of gases, so 3 racks is lots of marines. This is kind of old school tactics where you would see people do this in like 4v4s type thing, like not necessarily 1v1s. Quick shout out to Kelazur in chat, by the way. He's asking what league is this, and I'm not sure if he's saying like is this Diamond League, is this Platinum League, but I think it's more of a this is the Lycan League. Sadly, this is gonna be one of the last Lycan Leagues available, as he is canceling it after this month. And yeah, this was open to play. This will lead into the last cup, which will be the monthly finals based on invites and performances from the previous cups. And yeah, you're tuning in for the round of 8, I guess, if anyone else is joining us brand new.
Yep. That is a lot of Lings. Certainly enough to take advantage of someone who doesn't have supply depots or a bunker, but he saw the gold base and not the bunker.
Right, so that's the weird thing. Like, you see this gold base, and I'll get on top of this, no problem. But even with the bunker aside, the production of marines and the fact that there's going to be so many, I feel, could take on these Lings either way. Get to the mineral line, stay at the top of this ramp, however you want it to look. Jonsnow is dedicating a lot. Keep in mind, he's not on the gold base yet himself, so this is a huge dedication of Lings to actually do this. That bunker, though, is hilarious. SCV's on hold position, so they're not even trying to repair it. This was a Zergling slaughter.
This is so good. Oh, that is on a wall. Oh, okay,
yes,
but it's slidey go down. Good. So very intelligent maneuvers so far. I mean, to be honest, it was getting to that point where I guess as casters we were kind of saying, okay, like this is what's going to happen, and this is pretty safe. But for Healer to actually kind of take advantage of that, he's the first one we've really seen who's played a little abnormal and not just like, you know, oh, I'll do Reapers because they're going to take a gold or something like that. The bunker in the mineral line, obviously he did this build before and Lings came in and killed everything. So he was like, bunker it is. And Lings have gone past his 3 racks wall off and he's like, okay, I got to make sure to put a supply depot there. They told us it's very practiced.
I agree. But what's kind of funny for me more so is, okay, the roaches come up next. You're like, okay, roaches will take care of this Terran, no problem. But actually with this many marines in play, if Healer stutter stepping forward and being aggressive, you know, you don't even need stim, but just actually like between shots moving forward, I actually feel like there's going to be enough marines to take this on. I see with a big question mark.
My question mark is if this is going to be going into mech. Oh, even better. Oh, what the
okay, so I'm just going to start putting some lipstick. I want to give this guy like a big kiss, like Now, here's the thing, right? Maybe he's just doing 3-port Banshee, and if that's the case, these roaches are going to get absolutely destroyed, and I'm going to be very happy. If he does 3-port Banshee, and he goes at any point in this game into Hyperflight Rotors, I am actually going to find a way to donate to this guy. Like, I'm going to find him. I don't care if... This guy could be map hacking at this point for all I fucking care. The fact that he's going 3 ports, I'm in love.
So, I wouldn't really be surprised if he was going for the Fusion Core soon. He's on 3 bases. He's on 5 gases.
He's going to have to get going soon, though. These
There
Marines
you
will buy
go.
time, but... Ooh, healer. Oh, healer, even if you don't win this tournament, you've won my heart. Diocletian Zerg, shout out for the 22-month resub, by the way. That Ling gets a good scout on how many Marines are in play, and that is a significant amount of Marines, but none of that matters parallel in comparison to the Banshees that are coming up afterwards.
I really... That's so silly.
This is like the build Rifkin is going to use from now on. I'm no longer going to veto Preon Terraces, and I'm just going to forever do this specific build.
So the gold base is given up, and really, I think after seeing that many Roaches and Ravagers, it should have just been, it should have literally been given up, like pull the SCVs back, and
I feel like it did its
lift
job,
the
though.
fence
It let him get to 3 ports.
I agree, but it could have been better. He didn't have to lose the 16 SCVs. I think it would have been obvious the thing was going to die.
For sure. Pulling back would have been a smarter choice, no question.
Oh, it's not going to die. It might die. Where's the SCVs? They got to be on it. Okay, there it is.
Okay, so 1 Banshee. This looks pitiful. You're like, ha, I'm Jonsnow. Got so many units. It'll take forever to clear up with that Banshee, right? But that's not the case. As we know, there's several more coming behind it. Hyperflight Routers is being researched! Yes! Yes! Healer!
Oh my god. He held up on a lair because he was doing this push. He doesn't have any potential to get a Spire yet. He's got that on so many spore crawlers, and he doesn't even he doesn't have an idea of it. He's like 1 Banshee. What am I scared of?
Let's talk about this though for serious, because a lot of people haven't seen Hyperflight Rotors before. This makes Banshees about as fast as an Oracle, which more importantly makes them faster than an Overseer by a large margin. So while you can get Mutalisks and Corruptors and Spore Crawlers out, you actually cannot catch the Banshees is the problem, and even if you do, you won't be able to see them unless they're like in your base on top of a Spore Crawler. There's so many reasons I love this, but it became impractical. During the beta, this was actually being abused a lot, and then we didn't see it ever again afterwards. And I think it was more because other builds became more preferable, and this became too hard to go to. But I'm telling you guys, without parasitic bombs to stop this, actually catching and getting damage on these Banshees is difficult. That Ling's gonna get a scout on 6 Banshees, and that's
he could have held off on that.
He can't even build spores at this point. He actually cannot build spores at this point. The Banshees can focus them down if they'd like.
He could have held off and had 8 Banshees with the speed before it was scouted.
It's not done yet. He might just pick away the army too.
I think what's so interesting than the Hyperfight Rotors is the fact that he's going into bio behind this. So actually using those 3 Rexes to do something with that. There is the speed kicking in, so obviously they are quite quick, and you really do need spores and hydras and infestors, but more importantly, you would really want to Spire. I actually kind of judge Jonsnow's decision to go for a Hydralisk den.
Well, too bad it's not going to get much done. The Banshees, as long as there's actually no Spore Crawler down, the Banshees can just kind of bob and weave through everything. Queens come out, Banshees don't care. Look at that damage they have. Look at that speed they have. They're like, oh, we're kind of bad spot, run away. Now, 1 Banshee gets picked off, and I think that's a little bit more complacency than anything else. But as we see, these Queens just don't stand a chance against this damage. The Hydras, they do catch them a little off guard.
Almost loses a good chunk of his Banshees right there. I think there are 3 more back at home, I believe. But okay, now Healer's on 4 bases, and he's going up to bio.
Another starport. Another starport.
Well, for 4 medevacs at a time with 4 tech labs, obviously.
I love whoever this is so much.
And there's really people are now starting to guess names. I couldn't say it was a Korean. Someone says like because the name is a Korean. Koreans are not usually this innovative, to be honest.
Yeah. Actually, so Nate's come to chat. He's making some jokes like any good Terran that nobody knows of that isn't Korean is probably Major, and I would agree. Like that would be my first guess. If I had to guess at this being a Smurf, I'd say Major, right? But actually, Major was playing in Lycan Leagues previous to this, and he didn't sign up today.
But we've never seen him play like this.
That's true. That's true.
And he has been playing, in his Lycan League. So he either really changed his style. And
look at that bio sim moving in, little bits of splits, but not even necessary. The Banshee's doing a ton of damage on that back line, and the Marines just blitz right through Jonsnow.
That's so silly.
GG 2-0. Oh, the pause squid healer is gonna take this series 2-0 and advance on to the semifinals. Now, prior to this, I had really wanted to cast Nurture and Blight. Now I really want to cast more of this healer guy. And that rhymed by accident. Amazing.
I don't know what you're gonna choose.
Healer, who are you? Aside from a literal god. I'm gonna actually be really like anti-hyped if this is major, but okay, checking the brackets. I believe Bly's matches are done. They just haven't been updated. We weren't initially intending on casting both semifinals today, but I think I want to after watching that. So we'll get some things sorted here. I believe if this is the case, Nurture's been waiting the longest, so we would play his best of his semifinals out first, no matter what. Anyways, but I want to learn more about this healer guy. So stick around, guys. We'll be back in 2 minutes. I'm gonna try and drill him for some information during the break.